Ghana's High Commissioner's UK Northern Ireland. She is our ambassador to that area. She'll be talking to us about some new policies that she is introducing as far as passports production is concerned. We'll be talking to her and then get some more details of that for you, just in case you're going to the UK and you need assistance with passports. I'm sure listening to this interview will be of great help. And then also about the DRIP projects. There are equipment that have been taken into various constituencies, various district assemblies, and these equipment are supposed to be used for developmental projects. If your developmental project is not forthcoming, then maybe there's something wrong between your MP and your DCE. A similar case that we'll be looking at today on the platform Good Afternoon Ghana. We'll turn our attention to the Kasra areas. What exactly is happening there when it comes to these equipment supposed to be used for development? All right, standing by. Harry, you're welcome. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Annie. Good afternoon.
I hope you're doing well.
I am doing well. I hope you are too.
I am. Fantastic. Take us away.
Well, let's take a look at the headlines for today's update. Tertiary Education Commission has cautioned public tertiary institutions against reviewing or implementing new students' fees for the 2025-2026 academic year without parliamentary approval. President John Dramani Mahama sworn in new Right to Information Commission, reinforcing the government's commitment to transparency and accountability in public service. And also, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection has reaffirmed government's commitment to advancing women's inclusion and participation in peace and security processes. There's many more coming up shortly. And in education, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission has cautioned public tertiary institutions against reviewing or implementing new student fees for the 2025-2026 academic year without parliamentary approval. The Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, directed the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. In the said directive issued to Vice Chancellors of Traditional and Technical Universities, GTech noted that some institutions have over the years adjusted student fees without following due processes, leading to challenges in implementation and compliance. And President John Dramani, Vice Chairperson, the Commission's membership also includes Kobi Woyome, Abba Edusa, Angela Emefa Pega, Shelley Latte, who doubles as Executive Secretary, and Chris Dugan. The newly inaugurated commission is tasked with overseeing the implementation of the Right to Information Act, ensuring that citizens can access public information and promoting transparency across all public institutions and strengthening citizens' trust in governance. Let's listen to the new chairman of the Right to Information Commission, Dr. James Asante.
President, for the confidence reposed in our tenets of the RTI as a prerequisite in a democracy. The RTI within the boundaries of the 1919 Constitution and the RTI Act 898 are meant to deepen free expression and provide unfettered access to the media and the public in general.
Away from that, a farm in the Upper Dintra East municipality of the Central Region in early hours of Saturday. According to a statement from the Ghana National Fire Service, the Dunkor Fin Fire Station received a distress call at 1:04 a.m. and promptly dispatched a crew to the scene. The firefighters arrived, preventing it from spreading to the rest of the house. However, 7 occupants, 2 adults and 5 children aged between 1 and 15 years were trapped inside and could not be rescued. Preliminary investigation suggests that the husband of the deceased woman deliberately set the fire. The suspect allegedly locked the victims in the bedroom before setting it ablaze and fleeing into a nearby bush where he is believed to have taken his own life. Police later discovered the suspect's body hanging from a tree in the nearby bush. And the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Dr. Agnes Namomo-Lartey, has reaffirmed the government's commitment to advancing women's inclusion and participation in peace and security processes, emphasizing the need for stronger coordination and innovation to sustain progress.
Speaking at a ceremony marking the 25th anniversary of the United Nations Security Council resolution on women, peace and security, Dr. Lartey says the ministry, under the leadership of President John Dramani Mahama, remains dedicated to empowering women as key agents of peace and development. She announced that the ministry will soon develop and implement Ghana's third National Action Plan on women, peace and security. The new framework, she explained, will focus on innovation, resilience and women's active participation in peace building, governance and security decision-making processes.
While we celebrate these achievements and many others, it is important to acknowledge that there are emerging challenges that must inform the development of Ghana's third National Action Plan, GHANEP 3, to strengthen our interventions as a country.
She further called for integrating climate security into the Women, Peace and Security framework, which has become imperative.
Climate change and environmental security. Climate-induced challenges such as floods, droughts, and food disproportionately affect women, especially those in the rural and coastal communities.
Resolution 1325 was the first formal and legal document from the Security Council that required parties in a conflict to prevent violation of women's rights, to support women's participation in peace negotiations and in post-conflict reconstruction, and to protect women and girls from wartime sexual violence.
The Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection has held a stakeholders validation meeting to review and finalize the draft regulations for the implementation of the Affirmative Action Gender Equity Act 2024 Act 1121. The Act, passed by Parliament on July 30, 2024, seeks to ensure the progressive women in key decision-making positions across the public and private sectors.
The validation meeting served as a platform for inclusive consultations to ensure that the regulations align with Ghana's national priorities and international commitments to gender equality. Children and Social Protection, Dr. Agnes Namomo-Lartey, pointed to notable strides in education, health, governance and economic empowerment.
We are looking at women's leadership across board, private, public sector. That is what it is looking at. So by year 2026, we want to have 30% women in leadership across board. So far in the judiciary, we are not doing badly at all. In fact, they need applause because they have exceeded. But we are also looking at sustainability. That if you are not intentional about it, all the gains can be eroded. So even though they are doing well, we also want to look at how to sustain the gains that have been made.
She emphasized that the regulations and the review will serve as the engine that powers the vehicle of change, translating the intent of the law into concrete outcomes across workplaces, communities, and governance structures.
2028, and there's a target to be met, and we don't do appointment to Parliament. So when you miss the timelines, it will be difficult for you to meet overall targets. And so these are the things we're trying to work extra hard to achieve them. Our president, being the AU gender champion, is working very hard, giving marching orders. What has to be done?
Ama Yariga has told the Speaker of Akwekwado an alleged attack on the national.
What you say is that you will not shield any member of this house. Cocoa production. But did the nation listen to him? Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo put his presidency on the line. Don't go there. You may have to listen. This is an important matter. This is how committed the president was on this matter.
And in politics, a renewed effort to accelerate growth in northern Ghana, the Northern Caucus, in Parliament has engaged key stakeholders to explore strategic partnerships for development. Majority Leader and Boko Central MP Mahama Yariga highlighted that the initiative focuses on job creation and harnessing the region's agricultural potential, describing the northern sector as Ghana's bread basket with vast opportunities for trade and export expansion. Let's take a listen.
We held some meetings to really define the path in terms of what we could do, and so a number of issues came up. One is our youth need jobs, our women need jobs, and we're looking at what are the low-hanging fruits, what are the immediate things that we can do to help in that regard. And we took a simple position that this country imports about $4 billion worth of food. $4 billion worth of food. Food prices tend to be very high relative to sometimes even our neighbor, Burkina Faso, and other African countries. And the differences are even more stark when you compare to food prices in Europe, food prices in China, food prices in places like Vietnam and the US. And yet, the northern part of this country has huge, vast expanse of arable land that remain uncultivated, undeveloped, and unirrigated. And then the youth of the north are compelled to run to the south to come and engage in menial jobs, and some go to the cocoa growing areas to try and then work in the forest belt, because there the rainfall patterns enable agriculture to be done better than up north. And so you have vast populations of northerners relocating to the south because of the inability of our northern leadership.
And in developmental issues, Ghana has made history as the first country in West Africa in taking steps to implement the Comprehensive National Policy Framework promoting plastic alternatives and non-plastic substitutes, which was launched earlier this year. Speaking at a workshop with stakeholders, Dr. Ebenezer Layi, a professor of sustainability and international business at Anston University, his reading expressed his enthusiasm about the new policy and commended the collaborative approach behind the initiative, highlighting the joint efforts of government agencies, non-governmental organizations, research institutions, and the private sector in addressing plastic pollution and promoting sustainable innovation.
Policymakers to implement Ghana's national policy blueprint for plastic alternatives and non-plastic substitutes. We launched this blueprint earlier this year. At that time, Ghana became the first country in West Africa to actually have a policy blueprint which sets out a roadmap for establishing a thriving plastic alternatives and non-plastic substitutes industry that has the potential of creating over 300,000 jobs here in Ghana over the next 2 decades. And of course, this work was funded by the UK government, but we'll be working closely with the government of Ghana, and is also supported by UNCTAD. And today we are taking another massive step, another sign of progress to go ahead and implement this report and commence the implementation of it by having this workshop for policymakers. Obviously, none of us can do this alone, so we need strong collaboration. This is why the policy blueprint that we co-researched and developed with the government of Ghana, as was launched earlier this year, has the first pillar of it calls for stronger stakeholder networks. It means collaborating with NGOs, with research institutions, research universities, collaborating with the government, with consumers, with SMEs, big businesses as well, to ensure that, of course, we progress this blueprint in its implementation. We know President John Dramani Mahama has a positive vision around job creation and around ensuring that our environment is safe and safeguarded for future generations. So the government have been working with us, and we're very, very grateful for their support.
Away from that, the MCE for Kaikui North, Charles Tetekbaja, has said he is committed to making sure his municipality is kept clean in line with the vision of President Mahama. He spoke during the National Sanitation Day exercise on Saturday, 1st November.
Plan that we are going to put up for the market, we are doing two-way collection, morning and evening. Then within the community, sanitation guards will be deployed very soon into the community to ensure that refuse and other materials are not scattered within every electoral area. Having said so, perennial communal labor, for example, we are rotating it after the first one of the national. We go to every assembly area or the electoral area to do a massive one there until the next first day in the month before we go and do it again nationally. So our strategy is that every month there will be twice sanitation exercise. After the major one, intermittent of 2 weeks, there will be another one within the community. This is the strategy the Assembly has put in place so that we can clean the city and the municipality.
All right, thank you.
And the National Diabetes Association Ghana is cautioning the public against the excessive consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages, as it is one of the leading causes of diabetes, a condition that is, association says, is soaring significantly in the country. Chairperson of the International Diabetes Federation Africa, Elizabeth Esi Denyo, revealed this at the launch of the 2025 World Diabetes Day in Accra.
According to the International Diabetes Federation Africa, diabetes prevalence in Ghana is soaring, with a significant portion of the adult population living with the condition and even larger number with pre-diabetes unaware of the ticking time bomb within them. Speaking during the launch of the 2025 World Diabetes Day, Chairperson of the Federation, Elizabeth A.C. Denyon, called on government to enact and enforce fiscal policies such as the sugar-sweetened beverages tax and consider making it even more impactful to discourage consumption.
We are in the grip of a silent yet ferocious epidemic. The latest data from the IDF Diabetes Atlas has placed Ghana as having over 4.2 million people living with diabetes. Ghana is soaring with a significant portion of the adult population living with the condition.
She also called for a strengthened national health insurance scheme to comprehensively cover the full spectrum of diabetes care.
Your traditional foods are a blessing. We must go back to our modern previous cooking methods, that the invasion of ultra-processed food are the cause. That the government of Ghana must declare diabetes as a national priority and allocate commensurate resources, fully implement the fund, the National Diabetes Policy and Strategy, enact fiscal policies such as sugar-sweetened beverages tax, and consider making it even more impactful to discourage consumption. Mandate the comprehensive coverage of diabetes care under NHIS, including strips, insulin and educator services.
This year's World Diabetes Day, to be marked on 14th November, is themed Diabetes and Well-Being. It is not just a slogan, it is a paradigm shift.
And in entertainment, the National Theatre of Ghana has officially relaunched its music education department with an open day program held on Sunday, November 2 to 25 at the theatre's premises in Accra. The event brought together students, educators, and cultural enthusiasts to celebrate the power of creativity, learning, and the performing arts in national development. The relaunch marks a renewed commitment by the National Theatre to advance arts education, nurture young talent, and promote cultural appreciation through music and performance. Participating schools showcase their talent in dance, drama, debate, and music, highlighting the importance of creative expression in education.
The purpose of this event is to formally reintroduce the music education department, a vital arm of the theatre that seeks to nurture young talents, promote music literacy, and foster appreciation for Ghana's diverse artistic heritage. Through this department, We envision a space where young people can explore their creativity, where schools can integrate music and performance into learning, and where future composers, instrumentalists, and performing arts can find mentorship and inspiration. We are not just relaunching the department, we are reigniting the movement that places the arts at the heart of education and national development.
Well, that's it for the news update on Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Harriet Adi. Annie.
Harry, thank you for the details that you've given us. Let's go on to take a breather. When we come back, we'll delve into some of the matters on the table. We'll be engaging with the High Commissioner, Ghana's High Commissioner to UK and Ireland, Zita Benson, and then we'll also get into more of the investigation that's been, opened by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama into the All African Games that we spent $4.5 million. What exactly went into? We'll be speaking with the sports team to break it down to us what exactly that means and how far Ghana is going to go with such investigation as well. Let's take a breather.
Oh, Jose, and I media semesio. Canny pan, Nasana, Michiana, what de me. A drain I did in Quano, Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No, more benefiting. Me benefiting wine. Also, what told dear? Abrewa, the smile, our brand, Michuve. One antique a crana wabre. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and any capsules. Nanya, what dear Bribia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and the capsules.
Assembly,
a devil when I'm when I say, send your name, wife, company, one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules, and tea. Say, see, I'm password.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Many Chianya sum debefi, Abrebia. Obebia o de poa hauno. Edroba kupa wihiane tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules. Esiesie uma uye obesima. Edro yi ubenya bi obebia yeton robia. Kingdom Herbal. No challenger.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame.
Send your God apple boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey.
Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, simple direction. Mr. Good Luck no chemi way.
Yeah, man. Easy kwa. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompts. Yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family payment? Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
All right, welcome back to the program. So let's go and take a listen to Ghana's High Commissioner to UK Ireland, Zita Benson. She talks about what new, roll-out policies we have for Ghana's passports.
And I told you I have a written speech, but I'll be adding some. Yesterday, we posted something on our Facebook page. We are about to resume. The key word is resume. Mobile passport applications. So if you want to renew, you want a new passport, you are in Manchester, you are in Birmingham. Most people don't like to come to London because it's far and it's in the center and the driving congestion charges. And so when I posted it, one gentleman came and said, "Oh, why? It's already there and you are talking about it," and very rudely. So the key word, which obviously he didn't understand, was resume. And it is resumed because this service was under the consular services of the High Commission. Unfortunately, it was taken away and given to a private company for a fee. So when we come and engage in that service, we do it for free. And that keyword was also in the flyer, that when we come, we are not paying, it's free. And, when it was taken away, it was given to a private company to do. It's not as if we couldn't do it, but it was given to a private company. And so when they come and do it, you pay a fee. But so they collect the application and still bring it to us to do the work. And they haven't been doing it. So as High Commissioner, I have some goals I've set for myself. And I've informed my HOC and my staff that we are going to do this. It is my mandate to ensure that when Ghanaians need passports, they get it. I don't care where they are. And so if someone decided that they would give that service to a private company and that service is not being provided, even though they are getting paid privately, this was money that used to come to us as a mission, which we use as IGF, but which has been taken from us and given to a private company before I came. So I told my mission, we are going to start it. I've received messages that people need it. So I don't care if it's been given to this private company. It's my duty to ensure my people have it. So, so what this gentleman didn't understand was that I am rather bringing it back, listening to the people, what the people need, and doing what the people need. And he thought that he would use the opportunity to be rude to me. I answered him. Yes, I told him. I explained to him on the page myself and told him why it needed to be done. So you'll be seeing us in your areas, various areas. We are starting next weekend in Manchester. The team will get there, and how many applications do we already have online? The last time I checked, it was about 45. So, thank you, Angela. So about 85 people have registered in Manchester, waiting for us to come and give them that service. It tells you that 85 people were desperate. They didn't know how to get the passports without coming to London. So I would plead with you, when we put out something, don't hasten to be rude. Understand, we know the work we are doing. Understand and bear with us. It is in the service of God and mankind. We have some innovations that we are currently undertaking. We've set up our customer service desk. We know that you normally complain about calling the embassy and nobody picking. We are in its early stages. We are having some small issues. They are just small issues, but it will be resolved. So very soon, when you call, your calls will be like on point, answered. Your emails will be answered, and I'm working on that with the man who is a musician but can't sing, Philip. Philip is a musician but can't sing. So Philip is updating our website so that it would, yes. And we'll be also having visitations. We'll have visitations to your businesses. Those of you who have businesses, we did our first one last week, Friday, to a home care business wholly owned by a Ghanaian couple. We're very impressed. We'll be coming to the market to interact with you. I told my party, the NDC, that I am not going to be an armchair ambassador. I will bring the mission to you. So you'll be seeing me amongst you. So on that note, there's so much, but as and when we go along, you will see the change. I wish to thank all of you. May God bless you. Thank you.
All right, that was an interesting address as delivered by Ghana's High Commissioner to UK Northern Ireland, Zita, Her Excellency, please let me put it rightly, Her Excellency Sabat Zita Bensing there. All right, so we're privileged to have her join us via Zoom. Of course, she is at post already. If you've seen some of the videos, she's already working. She has started making moves and selling Ghana to the international community. And so, this will be of interest to you, a Ghanaian, especially those living outside, for them to also know exactly, what exactly she's doing to support the community. Maybe after the interview, I'll give you a brief of how the Foreign Ministry has rolled out, the passport reforms and how far they've gone. Recently, we announced that there was 13 new passports application centers in 9 regions. 13 new passports. It's been expanded, so then you don't have to come all the way to the urban center, that's Accra, to get a passport. We have 13 new passport application centers that have been opened in 9 regions. Now let's go on to the international front and engage Her Excellency. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am, and good afternoon to you. Hello, Your Excellency. All right.
Hello, Annie, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Audible now. I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So congratulations to you once again. We've seen you. We've seen the work you're doing. I see that you're trying to position yourself properly. We've seen that you've introduced yourself to the new community and all that. But yes. Firstly, let's talk about your introduction, your acceptance within the community. What exactly has gone on so far since you left the shores of Ghana?
Oh, Annie, it's been interesting. It's been non-stop. Work. The very first day I got here, the whole community, a cross-section of the community met me at my residence and they welcomed me. And since then, it's just been awesome. They've been warm, they've been welcoming, everybody's so excited. They've all accepted me and I'm very, very happy. And so when I told them on Sunday that when people ask me that, how do you feel? I just tell them that I feel at home because when you go somewhere and they accept you, you feel at home. Mm-hmm. So they've really made me feel at home, and I'm happy to be here to work with them.
Have you been able to take stock, since work has already started, have you been able to take stock, of the community, the size of the Ghanaian community you're likely to be working with, and what are some of the likely challenges that you face going forward?
It's the size. We don't have like a one number because most of them haven't registered with the embassy. So that's one thing I'm working on right now. I've told them to try and endeavor to register with us so that we have a concrete number of Ghanaians living in the UK. Mm-hmm. So it's roughly maybe between 200 to 300,000. But like I'm saying, I don't want to put out that figure as official because we don't have the numbers. So it's now that I'm encouraging them to try and register on our website. Even if you are British Ghanaian, you should try and we have a portion on our website where it says you should register with us. So this is a drive that I have started doing, and I'm hoping that they would be willing to register with us so that would have the correct figure.
And what are we doing to get them registered? I mean, sometimes to have access to them can be a bit challenging.
No, having access, so far that I've been here, having access to them is not challenging. In fact, they actually even reach out to me to come to them. So having access to them is not a challenge. Getting them to understand that they need to register with us, just so that we know how many Ghanaians we have here, so that in case there's an emergency, we can reach out to them. That is a challenge. But having access to them is not a challenge. The challenge is getting them to understand to register with us.
I see. Let's, zoom into the passports work. I've seen that we've played just a bit of video, a humorous one indeed, where you chipped in the word resume. That probably was escaped someone who sought to criticize the, the policy that you intend to get into again to support the passport production. What exactly is it with this passport? What do we intend to do?
So, Annie, you know that the UK is very, very big.
Yes.
We have Manchester, we have different cities. It's made up of 4 countries. We have Scotland, we have Wales, we have, and then of course there's Ireland. If people need passports, they cannot come to London to come and get these passports. So what the embassy used to do was that they would move around and register, provide the service, the passport application service. So the applicants would go online and register for the passport. Or even if it's a renewal or it's a new application, they will do it. And then the mission would come with the biometric machines, equipments, and then come and have their biometrics taken, and then go back. And once the passport is ready, we mail it to them. But under the previous administration, I think what they did was that they signed a contract with an Indian company. So this Indian company then gave instructions under the terms of the contract. The mission was no longer allowed to go and undertake this service.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be undertaken by that Indian company. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. The mission was not allowed.
Yes, the mission, under the terms of the contract, the mission was told to stop providing the service of going around to take these
data
passport applications from to take the passport applications from Ghanaians in different cities. So they were supposed to do it, and when the mission was doing it, we were doing it for free. So when we come, we don't charge a service fee; it's free. And it's also on our flyer. It's there that when we come, we are not charging a service fee. But this was given to a private company to do for a fee. It was given to this Indian company to do for a fee. And this same Indian company is the one that is running our premium center. So the last time I met with some group of Ghanaians. They complained about the fee that they pay
to the company
center. Yeah, they think they are paying it to us. So they're telling me that the fees are too high. It's £50 per application, of I think £45 to £50 per application. So they think that we are charging that amount of money to collect applications. So that £50 is a service fee. It's different from the application fee that you pay for the passport.
Oh, so their complaint was that the £45 to £50 is just the service fee, not the application fee.
It's just a service fee. Exactly. So if you're a family of 4 and you're applying for a visa at the premium center, then you are paying like 200 for the service fee. Then you have to pay for the visa fee as well.
Wow.
So it's a visa fee that comes to us, but they collect the service fee for collecting the application.
Yeah.
They just collect the applications and then bring it to us. So it's a premium service that was established under the previous administration. I think the former foreign minister was the one who did it. They gave it to these Indians, premium center, and we were providing this service. Actually, we were making money from this premium service as a mission, and we're using it as IGF. So as we speak, we are not getting enough IGF to fund the mission, because that service that we're providing to make some money to take care of the mission has been taken from us and given to a private company.
And the contract was supposed to last how long?
I think it's a 5-year contract contract. My minister is aware of it. He's working on it, and I believe that he's already handling it. So that part, minister is handling.
Yeah.
But this is the basis for which I said that we have resumed the passport applications.
Yeah.
This is the basis.
Yeah.
So the premium center collects applications, and then you pay them a service charge, and then they bring it to us to do the work. So there's not as if they are issuing the passports or they are issuing the visas. They don't do any of that. They just collect the applications from Central London. They are based in Central London and bring it to us in our office to process.
To process.
So every time you go to Central London, it is not Ghana Embassy collecting that money from you. It is the private company that was brought in from by the former government that is collecting that money.
Your Excellency, how long was this contract for? I mean, you said it's supposed to be about 5 years, but how long did it last?
Yes, it's ongoing.
It's still ongoing.
Yes, it's ongoing because the contract is for 5 years. So that's why I said that my minister is handling it. My minister is in talks with them to see how best we can resolve.
So does it mean that by the nature of the contract, we are unable to abrogate it?
Well, that is with legal, and like I said, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the minister in legal, they are handling it. But my concern right now is to ensure that people outside London are able to get access to passports when they need to. And so when we decided to resume, that is when I posted a flyer, and some body came and said it's already the service already exists. So why are we making noise about it? And this whole issue came about. But the nature of the contract is such that they took away the mobile servicing of the passport also from us, that we couldn't do it anymore. And in the past year and a half, they have not done it. They have not gone around to undertake the service, and people need passports. So as a High Commissioner, I took the decision personally that whether it's in the contract or not, they cannot deprive people of getting access to passports when they need to. And we are the ones, in any case, we are the ones who would go and do the work, but they will collect the service fee. And this fee, we do it for free. We provide these services for free. But they charge you, and then they are not even doing the work that they are supposed to. They are supposed to be going around, being Birmingham, taking passport applications, being Manchester, taking passport. They haven't done it. They are not doing it. They are not doing it. And even if they are doing it, then it's for a fee. But we are doing it for free.
So we've given contracts to a company, and they have the specific, responsibilities, and they are actually not doing it, but are being paid for this contract.
No, they get paid. They get paid when they say, for instance, if you take your application to the premium center and they accept it, then you pay them the fee that they charge for accepting your application. So they get paid based on the work that comes to them. I haven't seen the details of the whole contract, but so far as I know, this is what they do. It's a premium center that they have set up. They call themselves Premium Center for Ghana visas. The only work they do is to accept Ghana visas. And then they will collect the applications and bring it to us at our mission, and then we process and send it back to them, and the people go and collect it from them.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Yes, I can hear you now. You've told me that Foreign Affairs or the minister has taken over this and is, maybe investigating or further on tell us what to do. But is this thing similar to what happened with our embassy in Washington? And what is this craze about, giving passports, parts of the services, contract to private companies, And what's the problem? We can't do the work.
Annie, you might have to ask the former minister who signed that contract. I have no idea what the craze is about. However, it is not similar. I have to emphasize it. It is not similar to what happened in Washington. This is just a private contract that was signed between government and a private company, and they gave giving them part of our services to render. And the services is just to accept applications, because they don't issue visas. We issue visas. So theirs is just accept the applications and then bring it to us for us to do the work. So that is different from what happened in the US. What happened in the US was a total stealing fraud, stealing setup fraud and scam, where they diverted payments, the payment portal to a private account, and all monies that were supposed to come into the government account was now being received by one man. So that is totally different from what we are experiencing.
Yeah, definitely doesn't really have much.
Ours is an albatross that has been put on our necks by the former government, who signed a contract with a private company to literally do the service that we do. No, I would say do the service that we do, because they are not the ones who issue any of the visas. We issue the visas. They just accept applications on our behalf. And Annie, I have to add that we still accept applications at our mission, Highgate. We accept applications. So if you have an application and you bring it to Highgate, we process it. We take the application fee and everything, but we don't charge you a service fee. Whereas the Premium Center, they call themselves Premium Center, will charge you a service fee, take your application and bring it to us to process, and then you pick up from there again.
Have you been able to identify if the UK embassy has lost any amount with the situation with Washington? Ghana lost, according to the ministry, about $4.8 million. I don't know if you are able to tell if we're heading towards a thing like that, because this company is not doing exactly what it's even supposed to do to start with.
Annie, I cannot give you figures off the top of my head like that, but I know that the premium service that we used to provide was part of our IGF, and it being taken away meant that a huge chunk of our IGF was lost to us. So we now depend on the regular visas we take as IGF. So the contract being given to that company was, the IGF that we used to work here just been taken away from us.
What's the name of the company?
It's called Access.
Access.
Mm-hmm.
But were we able to, maybe, I asked a similar question earlier, but I'll ask you if you asked questions as to why we gave the service out.
Which service are you referring to?
The contracts that we gave out. Have the directors been able to tell you why this contract?
The directors don't have any. Look, Annie, let me clarify this. The contract wasn't signed by the UK mission. The contract was signed in Accra by the former government.
By the minister?
Yes, by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the minister represented by. So it wasn't signed by us here and there. It was imposed on us.
Oh, wow. So I guess then
we didn't sign that contract.
So you may not even have enough information on it, because it was not signed by the UK. It was signed in Ghana. So everything.
Not at all. We don't have it. That's why I said to you that my minister is handling it. So once my minister is in control of it, I am very confident in him, because he is a no-nonsense minister. So I'm very confident in him that he will do he's doing the right thing, and to ensure that have discussions with them on how we can resolve all this thing. But we didn't sign the contract. Nobody signed it from the UK side. It was signed in Accra, and we were instructed to work with them, and we were instructed also that going forward they would be the ones to organize the mobile registration of passports, and so we should resist or desist engaging in that service. And that is why the keyword resume came in.
Resume. So I was going to ask you if we are now going to work in parallel with the company, because on the flyer you said that interested compatriots should apply via an opened portal on the High Commission's website. So you are discouraging them from engaging Access.
No, I'm not discouraging them from engaging Access. Access hasn't done that. They haven't. When was the last time Access went around to register Ghanaians? They haven't done it in a while. And so we cannot wait on Access to take its own sweet time to provide the service. When I have received, look, Annie, as we speak, ever since I put out that flyer, 127 people have registered on the portal.
Oh.
127 people have applied for the passport. So on Saturday, my team will get there, and the 127 people, their biometrics will be taken, and the service will be rendered to them.
No service
so
charge applies.
No, it's free. It's free. We are not charging them for coming there. We are not charging them for any service fee. So if you are listening to me and you live in Manchester, the Ghana Embassy, the Ghana High Commission is coming. If you haven't registered already for a passport online, go online and then register. And when the team gets there, they'll take your biometrics and do the full service for you. Come back and then we'll mail your passports to you.
So what then happens to Access? Will they still have the right to go around collecting data from our Ghanaian brothers and sisters? And do you know?
So far as I'm concerned, I haven't stopped them from doing their work. That, like I said, the minister is handling it on his side. So the details of the contracts I do not have access to. Is at the ministry, so the legal department and minister, they're handling it. So far as I'm concerned, I have a mandate. My mandate is to ensure that Ghanaians are taken care of here in the United Kingdom. If one person decided 2 years ago that they were going to give that mandate to a private person to charge Ghanaians for a service that is rendered for free, that is their cup of tea. My cup of tea right now is to do the work that the president and my minister gave me to come and do, and to ensure that Ghanaians are well taken care of. The needs of Ghanaians are put first before any other thing, and that is what I'm doing. I'm following my KPIs. I'm following my mandate. I'm working. I don't know. You can't sign a contract and come and hang it on my neck to prevent me from doing my work.
Exactly. I fear it may cause a clash and a challenge to the embassy.
How so?
Because a company has been giving that contract to solely, and you see, when the company was giving the contract, that the Access company stopped the embassy from coming near that work, even though you will issue the final passport.
But listen, when you sign a contract, are they performing the contract? If they are performing the contract, then there will be no need for me to step in. So they are not performing the contract as they should.
Then why not let us focus? If it's abrogation, we abrogate the contract so that we just don't create a clash.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you, Annie. That's what I'm telling you, that the minister is handling it. That part is not in my hands. I didn't sign it. The ministry signed it. So the minister is handling it. It was signed under the previous government. The minister is handling it. So how they do it is they know the legal team is working on that. But over here, we have a need, and people need passports. 127 people have registered.
Yeah.
So if the company, if Access has signed a contract to provide the service and they are not performing, I cannot sit and fold my arms and watch Ghanaians and give them excuses. What I hate in my life is excuses. Give them excuses that, oh, I can't come and do this service for you because somebody signed a contract that we shouldn't touch it, and so I will watch them. Now, I can't do that.
But have you requested to meet the managers of this company, Access?
No, I don't know them. I told you this contract wasn't signed yet. I don't know them. I've never met them.
Even though it was not signed there, it was signed here in Ghana, and they gave a directive to your office not to come close. So now that you are coming
Annie,
close,
if you sign a contract with someone and they are not performing, do you wait and say, because I have a contract with this person for 5 years, I'll wait and let things go haywire because I've signed a contract and my hands are tied? You can abrogate a contract for non-performance.
Then we can also go on the path of
see in that.
Yeah, we can also go on the path of non-payment,
of,
because if contract is not being performed, then we must as well stop paying them if we are still paying them.
Well, I don't know if it's being paid. Like I said, I have no idea about that contract.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I'm doing my work here. My work is to make sure that Ghanaians get passports when they need it, and that's what I'm doing.
This matter is tough, Your Excellency. So let's wrap up. What are we to expect from the new administration, your office now? What Ghanaians are in the UK and Ireland? What will you be doing to make life comfortable for them when they find themselves in danger? Can they come to the embassy? What are you expecting from Ghanaian communities as well?
So far, as you can see, we are taking care of their needs, which is Manchester happening, and after Manchester, we'll pick another city, maybe Birmingham. We'll be moving around to do this. Also, I plan to take the mission to them. I hope to be amongst them, to listen to them. Those that are into businesses, we've started visiting their businesses to listen to them, how they can bring their experience on board, also to Ghana. So when I meet them, I try and tell them, ask them if they can replicate same business in Ghana, how we can help the youth. Some of the youth even come over to learn, because some of them, the one I visited 2 weeks ago, they actually have a training school for home care workers. So we had a very good discussion on that. We have some Ghanaians also in the various markets. We plan to do that. We plan to open our doors to them anytime they need us. I've actually set up a dedicated customer service desk for them. It didn't used to be here, and there was a lot of complaints about people calling and their calls not being answered. Sometimes they get so frustrated, and they come to the office because they called and nobody answered. So that has been set up for them. We are updating our website to make it current, so that people can go there and get the timely information that they need. That is also underway. With regards to the business community, I plan to have various breakfast meetings with the business community here, influential Ghanaians here who have achieved, call them to the table together, see how we can tap into their experience and how they can bring their success stories to bear in Ghana. We are planning a big investment forum somewhere in June, where we'll bring all the key players from Ghana to the UK. So we have a whole lot planned, and I've assured them that my doors are open. I also expect support and partnership on their side. So that is also one thing that they have promised me. So far, I have a good working relationship with the Ghana Union, UK. I have a good working relationship with the Christian Council. I met Nananum of Asante 4 UK, Asante Man UK. The various groups, I've been meeting up with them. So that's what I've been doing since I got here, trying to familiarize myself with the group, let them know me so that I also know them, and assure them that they can work with me and they can trust me to lead them.
You mentioned the challenge of when Ghanaian community calls, they don't get any answers and stuff like that. I was wondering, the service that has resumed, do we have the capacity, that's a human resource capacity, to meet the possible bigger challenge or numbers that will come in?
Oh yeah, for now we are. It's a small desk, but we want to see how it goes, and then we'll add more to it. We are looking at adding more people to it, but we are in the trial stages right now, and so far it's been good. so far it's been good. We even want to add something like they call it queue waiting, like a service from the phone company, where when you call, and there's somebody on the line, they will tell you, and then we can call you back. You can leave a number and we call you back and get back to you and resolve the issues that you had. So all this is underway, and I've done this within the 6 weeks that I've been here.
A policy which was introduced by your political party before you came into government, I think the biggest one was 24-hour economy. I don't know, I dare ask, is this something that can be possible at the various embassies, that even if there's no human service provision in the wee hours of the night, there could be another service, maybe digital service, to assist persons who may be calling at all times?
Well, we when you go on our website, we have our working hours on there. But I understand the question that you asked, and that is why I told you that we'll be adding that service from the phone company that would be taking these messages. Yes, so we'll take these messages, and then our email messaging is also there. So if you reach out to us via email any time of the night, and we come back into the office the next morning, we are able to respond to you.
Okay. Your Excellency Saba Zita Benson, do you have some last words for us?
My tweenie. My tweenie. People. Oh yes. Last words.
I posted your flyer on a page I'm on, and someone asked me, "Do you have a twin sister?"
Yes. Somebody asked me same. They said, "Annie, is Annie your sister?" So yes, she's my adopted sister. So yeah, Annie, thanks for the opportunity, and thanks to Metro also for the opportunity. If in case you need any information, you can always reach out to me to clarify by using your medium. I want to thank Ghanaians for their support here and back home, all the people cheering me on. I promise you that we'll work hard to make changes both here in the mission and in Ghana.
Her Excellency Mrs. Saba Zita Benson, thank you so much for speaking to us this afternoon. We wish you all the best. We wish you all the best. And she is Ghana's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and UK, Ireland. And some clarity you want, we definitely will provide it for you as we will reach her office. It's always open to us. We'll give you all that you need. Right, so the information you need to know is that she is saying that this passport service has resumed. It's a service that was existing already. It was given to a company called Access, and most of the work that Access is supposed to be doing, it was not doing for years. And so she has decided that the embassy takes up the work again. This company was charging from 45 to 50 pounds for service charge, not the passport application, charge, just service charge. But what the embassy has done is to take up the responsibility again, resume the services, but service charge is free. You only pay for passport application, cost. That's what you pay. In the meantime, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs here in the capital city, Accra, will take up, the minister has taken up this, contract. We'll look into it. If it has to be abrogated or continued, I'm sure the clarity will be given to us subsequently. So just there was, some updates that was given to us when it comes to our passport application here in Ghana. We had Okudzeto Ablakwa also give us the reforms that he undertook when he took over as foreign minister. And then I can tell you that the key reforms that we're giving is that chip-embedded passports, Ghana has transitioned, of course, already from biometric to the chip-embedded. It was launched in the previous administration, but this, administration has now expanded, and they are now issuing the chip-embedded passports. And we have embedded passports with over 175 security features to meet international standards and enhance security. 24-hour operations. The passport's head office is now open around clock to the passport applications, courier services delivery, and I'm sure most of you are all, attesting to the courier services delivery. where passports are delivered to applicants' doorstep through partnership with courier companies like Ghana Post and Trustkit. Electronic tracking, we have applicants can now track the status of the application online through e-tracking system. We also have reduced fees where standard fees for 32-page passport has been reduced from 500 to 350 Ghana cedis. Improved access processing times, expedited services aim to complete in 5 working days. Also, regular applications should be processed within 15 working hours. And premium pack centers. Premium pack centers have been introduced for faster processing and additional cost. Security enhancements, passports commitment has been established to improve document security and prevent fraud, with the goal of eliminating unofficial intermediaries, or those we popularly call Guru boys. And already we have rolled out passport services offices in 9 regions across the country. I want to see if I can give you all the regions for you to also be aware of. So let me just read this to you, where the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto Tablako, has announced that Ghana has now 13 passport application centers across 9 regions as part of the government's reforms to improve passport services. Speaking of the Government Accountability Service series on Monday, September 15, the minister said, currently we have 13 passport application centers in 9 regions, and Greater Accra hosts 3 centers, while the Ashanti, the northern regions, have 2 each. The remaining centers are located in the Upper West, Eastern, Central, Volta, Western, and Bono regions, with 1 center each. Okay, let's go over that again. Greater Accra hosts 3 of the centers, and then Ashanti hosts and northern regions have 2 each. So Ashanti has 2, northern has 2. The rest are Upper West, Eastern region, Central, Volta, Western, and Bono regions. They have 1 center each. So 9 regions now have 13 passport application centers, just in case you're wondering. And you are in these regions, or you are closer to these regions, I think it will be more convenient to go there. The services that happens there is the same as what happens in Accra. So don't stress, go there and get your passports done. Right. Enough said about the passports. Let's take a breather. When we come back, football and alleged corruption.
Brands manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
West Africa's soil yields global treasures. Cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. They power industries across the world. Yet for our region, the greatest value still slips away, exported raw, taking with it jobs, industries, and the promise of shared prosperity. The real question is no longer what we produce, but who captures the final reward. True prosperity lies in the value we add right here at home. That's why the 4th edition of the EBIT President's Roundtable will gather the architects of Africa's prosperity and Africa's transformation to answer one defining question: how do we finance the journey from the farm to the port? Join Dr. George Ejekum Donkor and some leading experts as EBIT leads a high-level dialogue to unlock financing, empower local industries, and turn West Africa's raw potential into industrial power. Be part of the conversation redefining our economic future. Live on Metro TV, DSTV Channel 277, and EBIT platforms on November 24, 2025 at 11 a.m. EBIT President's Roundtable 2025. From the farm to the port, financing the value chains of West Africa's cash crops. My name is Anita Erskine, and it would be an honor to host you.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Go be from Doja be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Senya God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, a simple dilation. Mr. Good Luck no me way.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm a baby.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompts. Yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, be your family permasemeno. Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
When the day ends, the real stories begin. Michael Ado.
Updates with lawyers for former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta.
Afua Ando. Sandra Ofosu. Ikuya Ababio. Dominic Ansapra.
We're bringing you the latest in the world of business.
Sharp. Precise, compelling, unmissable, uncompromising. News Night, tonight at 7 p.m. only on Metro TV.
Some loves are born in the blink of an eye.
I've been madly in love with her since the first time I saw her. Then let's get married today.
I'll be the happiest woman in the world by your side.
And they kill your soul in a flash. Televisa presents You Are the One. Angela dreams of keeping her promise to be a great doctor and help her people. To Alvaro, Ambition is stronger than his dream, and this greed will lead him to commit the worst betrayal to the woman he loves.
I will have a husband no matter what.
Samantha, will you please marry me?
Turning all her dreams into painful disappointments and dangerous consequences.
I've been waiting for you to answer my calls, Alvaro. I haven't heard anything from you. I've sent you so many messages, but you've never responded.
Have you left the bus station?
I just want to pay my debt and get out of here.
Her photographs are going to sell fast, and she will be our gold mine. Our clients will love those.
Are you looking for a boyfriend? Are you all right?
You Are the One, proudly sponsored by The Luckiest, Appointed Time Printing, Time Herbal Mixture, Samu Spices, Givers Herbal Center, Blue Jeans Energy Drink.
This Wednesday on Titans and Trailblazers, the institution also keeps an eye on the CEO brand, or is it the CEO's job alone to manage their brand? What are your thoughts on that?
You can't do it alone. Your job is not to run social media. Your job is to double the output. Your job is to increase the number of employees and so forth. So you can't be an expert again on managing your online brand. So the marketing team should actually have a budget whereby they need to brand their CEO so that he or she becomes the voice. So we pick ourselves up. If things don't go according to plan, we redo, we retry until it works. It becomes a lesson for us.
Welcome to Cook Africa, straight to the Ashanti region. Hey, well, I'm talking about boys. You go back there today. Even a few days ago, you were trending. You and this character went Gavi.
Ginger, the ball knuckle. Or the ama spices, the ama salt. We bet my a chance. Or the ama money. They call. There be in Kosiache board. Welcome, go cake.
So my grandmother took care of me. Okay. So she actually taught me how to do this.
Anyway, you there, I go there. Hey. Edit.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
The journey continues, but becoming that phenomenal lady doesn't happen in a day.
It takes courage and refusing to settle for less.
This season, on the PL show, it gets much more diverse.
Engaging and impactful. This is the PL show.
We paint the perfect picture of pain, sleepless nights, hard work, and of course, the ultimate breathtaking view from the mountaintop. Success.
Successful ladies from all walks of life doing amazing things and positively effective change in their respective fields.
And as you know, we share all these with you, our ardent follower, to help you navigate that journey and also come out strong and phenomenal.
This is the PL show.
It's brought to you by Kale Charcoal, Kale 360 and Kale Kicks Toothpaste.
All right, you're welcome back into the studio. Kiki, good afternoon to you. All right, so let's now do football, okay? And the investigation has been ordered into the 13th All-African Games by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Why is that really necessary? We have been giving a breakdown of the expenditure during, this games. And I think what the issue is President Mahama wants to understand how the expenditure was done or how it was expended, the monies were expended. So for us to understand exactly what's happening, my partner in sports, Kaninja, is in the studio with me. Kaninja, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Annie.
So the story is that President John Dramani Mahama has ordered the Auditor General to conduct a comprehensive forensic audit into the organization of the management of the 13th All-African Games following the submission of a report by the National Intelligence Bureau, NIB. I want to read something that the BBC captured when Ghana went out of the game. The BBC said, the caption, "What's next for Ghana after the embarrassing results?" That was their headline. And the story said that 2024 Ghana are on the brink of missing out on the African Games of Nations Finals for the first time since 2004, right? And the soul searching has begun about how to improve the fortunes of the Black Stars. A 2-0 defeat by Sudan on Tuesday left Ghana languishing in 3rd place in their qualification group for the 2025 AFCON tournament with 2 points from possible 12. What's happening? So,
right, per the directives from the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, it's quite clear. I mean, he has ask the special, what do you call it, the Auditor General to look into matters regarding how Ghana hosted the 13th edition of the African Games. Now, first and foremost, Ghana is not the first African country to host the biggest sporting event on the continent. This is an event that started way back in 1965. And the one Ghana hosted was the 13th edition. Now, having said that, this is an event organized by 3 strong organizations. So, African Union, Association of Olympic Committees of Africa, then African Sports Confederation. So, these are the 3 key pillars to make sure the organization goes on very well for the biggest sporting event on the continent of Africa. And this event is
Association of Olympic what?
Yeah, Association of Sports. Yes, Association of Sports Confederations on the continent of Africa. Then the other one is Association of Olympic Committees of Africa. Yes, then the first one was African Union. So clearly, this is an event hosted every 4 years. Now, the conversation started when Ghana had the opportunity to win the bid and then made sure that the 13th African Games has been given to Ghana. So the figures are too many. I mean, there are rumor mongering that the figures can, reach $245 million, $250 million, and so on and so forth. So let's quickly go into the expenditure breakdown and then look at some of the figures. So I think that some of the figures are too outrageous, and that is the more reason why the president of Ghana, who is representing Ghanaians, knows that Ghanaians has interest. They have interest in whatever went on in the 13th African Games. So when it comes to infrastructure, and the president made it very clear that we should investigate how contracts were awarded. That is number one. Then what really went into procurement. Then the last one was infrastructure. So when it comes to the expenditure breakdown, you pick, for instance, the infrastructure and facilities development, 198 million pounds, representing 81% of the total amount of money that was used for the 13th African Games was spent on infrastructure and facility development. So the breakdown is that we spent about $145 million on the Boteman Sports Complex. So the thing is, we didn't have that facility over there.
Yeah.
Yes, so it was just from scratch to finish, and we spent about 145 million on the Boteman Sports Complex. Then again, the University of Ghana Sports Stadium upgrade. We were told that, I mean, the work left to complete the facility over there was just 30%. But it has come to notice that $34 million was spent to complete the 30% left on the University of Ghana Stadium.
What's the approximate amount we may use to build a stadium like the University of Ghana Capacity Stadium?
Okay, so clearly 34 should be able to give us a new stadium. It can give us a new stadium. $25 million can give us a new stadium. $30 million can give us a new stadium.
Fantastic.
Yes, but we spent $34 million to, I mean, just finish a 30% left
What's
job.
the capacity of the university?
University of Ghana, I think, is close to about 30.
Okay.
Yeah, it's close to 30.
Okay.
Yeah. So under infrastructure, athlete hostels and games village too. That one we spent $12 million on it. Then equipment, procurement, and testing was $7 million.
So the athletes hostel, we did a makeshift. Sorry, what's it called? Accommodation for athletes that will come.
Yes. So for clarity's sake, there is difference between African Games and then African Cup of Nations.
Yes.
So with African Cup of Nations, the organization or the organizers of the AFCON are in charge of accommodation. Mm-hmm. But in this case, when it comes to African Games, the host country is solely in charge of accommodation and everything. Okay. Accommodation, transportation, and everything is left on the host country. So that is the more reason why Ghana was the one responsible of making sure we provide accommodation for the 52 African countries that came down here, hosting about 5,000 athletes across Africa. So that is it. So you come to equipment, procurement, and testing. That was $7 million. So these are the figures that sum up to $198 million for infrastructure and facility development. Now you move from this space and you come here. Operations and logistics. Now, under operations and logistics, we spent about $47.7 million, representing 19% of the total amount spent on the tournament. And under it, the breakdown is that sports and competition management, we spent $10 million on that. Accommodation and feeding sums up to $9.5 million. Now you come to ceremony. Why are you laughing? Now you come to ceremonies and protocol. That was $7 million. Ceremonies and protocols.
What do we do there? Ceremonies and protocols. We provide microphones.
Equipment. Yes, the platforms and everything.
So where the ceremonies and protocols will be handled, we need to set them up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Then you come to transportation. So the transportation, we spent $6.2 million on transportation.
Wow, what do I travel for?
I don't know, maybe internally we use flight. So, I mean, this is mind-blowing. So $6.2 million on transportation. Operations and administration was $5.8 million. That is operations and administration. Now you come to security. Security is $4.5 million. Now, media and communication was $3.2 million, excluding the accreditation issue, because the accreditation, I'm told we spent about $4 million on accreditation, and it was not printed in Ghana. The accreditation was not done in Ghana here.
The accreditation was
no, it was done
outside. $4 million.
Yeah.
The accreditation is the one that we laminate things for you.
Someone is saying A4 sheet.
Okay, that's an example of the accreditation.
Yes. So this is how the accreditation
was done outside Ghana.
Yes, this was done outside Ghana. So this was done outside Ghana. Okay. So yes, media and communication money was $3.2 million. Then sanitation and maintenance was $1.5 million. So under operations and logistics, the money sums up to $47.7 $46.7 million. We quickly move to the next slide. Okay.
So we have.
I don't know. Okay.
Can we? Okay.
Okay. So this is the next. Okay. This is the first one that we just read out, and then let's go to the next one. Okay. So the next one will follow now. Let this one roll.
Okay.
Okay. So
keep rolling. Let's get to the next one.
Yeah.
The next one that has.
Okay, so from this one, we go to, I'm coming, let me check over here and then get you the exact figures, because I think this is a matter of...
Okay, so the correction is that the Legon Sports Stadium has a capacity of 11,000.
Okay, 11,000.
11,000.
Okay, 11,000. Okay, thank you. So, yes, so that is it. That is it. That is it. So, the $198 million plus the $47.7 million should sum up to, the $245 million spent. This is an event that Morocco has hosted before. This is an event that Congo has hosted before. And all these two countries, if you check their expenditure, the last time I cross-checked, they spent less than $100 million to host the rest of Africa. So the question is, why or how did Ghana go to this particular figure? And that is the bottom line question everybody is asking for now. So I think that...
But if we check it on the raw scale, that way it will be unfair to Ghanaians, because it will be the capacity we already have, or the state of our resources, the state of our sports infrastructure, before the onus lied on us to host. What does Morocco have that Ghana doesn't have? What does which other country hosts?
Okay, so Congo.
Congo has that Ghana doesn't have.
Okay.
So if we really want to do a good metric on it, then let's do a one-to-one resource, availability in these two countries, and see what they had before they hosted. And what they did. And what we had or what we didn't have before we hosted, so that we're fair in the comparison.
So, I mean, if...
And even if you're looking at stadiums, for example, we have stadia. We built Boteman Stadium. If we built Boteman, what was the capacity of the Boteman Sports Stadium?
But it's a multi-sports complex.
Oh, it's a sports complex.
Yeah.
So if a sports complex of that nature is built in, say, Morocco, how much? Okay, so that's the Boteman. Is that the Boteman Sports Complex?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if Morocco builds a sports complex like this, how much would it cost them? How much would it cost Ghana, and why?
Okay. So I think that if you look at the expenditure, it shows clearly that larger chunk of our money went into infrastructure, and every single Ghanaian knows for a fact that we are not well positioned when it comes to sports infrastructure in this country. First and foremost, the people, and this is where I mean, it's too challenging to me, because the people that went in for the bid knows for a fact that we were not well positioned when it comes to infrastructure. And the African Games is the biggest sporting event on the continent of Africa. You can't compare AFCON to African Games.
Who went to bid?
Is it Ghana?
No, so, who represented Ghana?
No, it was the sports minister. Yes, it was the sports minister in consultation with the president. So the president was aware, was fully aware. So that's the more reason why the 13th African Game should have been hosted in 2023. But due to Ghana, we at the deadline day, we were not okay, or we couldn't finish the infrastructure job. And that is the more reason why the president of Ghana then, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, pleaded on Ghana's behalf, and they extended the date to 2024. So that is the more reason why the African Games came on in 2024. Now, having said that, like the question you ask, a lot of money Ghana spent went into infrastructure. So it shows clearly that infrastructure, it was zero for Ghana. Because the main point of this 13th African Games was the Boteman Sports Complex.
Yes.
And that one, we did it from scratch to finish.
Yes, it looks like we did everything from scratch.
We did everything from scratch
to
finish.
The extent that even accreditation was done internationally.
Exactly.
But Ghana didn't have the capacity to print accreditation in the country. Is that what we're saying?
And these are some of the fact findings that we trust the Auditor General to bring out to make sure Ghanaians will be pretty much satisfied with all the...
It's supposed to be a forensic audit, which means that to the minutest thing that was done or to the minutest project put together for these games, it has to be accounted for.
Exactly.
Somebody must tell us what was used for what. I mean, the investigation activities going on in this country are too many.
Exactly. But I mean, Annie, one thing is that, you know, launching investigation is a good thing. Ghanaians do have interest. Some of us who've been on various platforms saying that, look, Ghana is not the first country hosting the rest of Africa when it comes to these games. Yes, we all know what goes into it. But to, I mean, have a figure around $245 million, investigations must be done. And Ghanaians need to know exactly what went into it. But then again, there is this perception that, oh, Ghana, this is how we do things. We will do investigations, and at the end of the day, those who will be found culpable will go scot-free. And so there is this question that if people are found culpable in this one, what will happen next?
What surprises some of us is that you, sports journalists, I mean, you are working with these football people, sports people, to expose some of these things. But unfortunately, some of you, when questions are asked, you take the opportunity you have on screen to either bastardize and it makes us suspicious that you are all culprits of it. You guys, you chop the money some.
I didn't chop some.
Yeah.
And
Seth says that.
I can only talk for myself.
With me. He says that, Annie, please don't laugh. Aliu Mahama and the Sipon Stadia were built at a cost of $40 million, 20 million each. From a breakdown, it's obvious the $3.5 million paid to GBC didn't come from the $245 million. Yes, because the breakdown, we haven't seen the GBC captured.
Yeah. Yeah.
The payment paid to GBC, we haven't seen it captured.
Yeah.
You know, in the breakdown.
That one is not even captured here.
So then it came from where?
Another question. So, yeah.
So, I mean, that's up to you to even check, because that's, anyway, this is investigation. It's also up to me to check.
Yeah.
But you it's so directly on your table.
No, I think the GBC one falls under media and communication. I stand to be corrected though, but it falls under media. I also stand to be corrected. Yeah, it falls under media and communication. It is possible. Yeah. It falls under media and communication.
Because probably you don't expect to see GBC right here.
No. It falls under media and communication.
This is an executive summary of the breakdown of the expenditure. So you probably don't want to see GBC. So it may be media and communication. I agree with you. But we both stand to be corrected. So I mean, you tell me, is this normal?
And like I'm saying, if you do comparative analysis per the countries that previously hosted the African Games, then it's quite clear that these figures doesn't make sense. But then again, it boils down to understanding the state of the country prior to the 13th African Games. Like I made mention, we weren't properly positioned when it comes to infrastructure. And you know that to have this kind of infrastructure, that will be hosting about 5,000 athletes and then having about 35 different sporting disciplines at a go. It means you have to, I mean, get some whooping sums of dollars so that you can put up that infrastructure. So I am not too surprised per some of the figures, but to conclude that, oh, these figures make sense, that one, no, I disagree.
Because even if the Sipon Stadium was built and he used about $20 million for
that was 2000, I think 2007, 2008.
And so if we calculate inflation from 2007 to this point, will you need that same amount or more, a little more, to complete a 30% of the whole 11,000 capacity stadium?
The truth of the matter is the $34 million that was spent in completing a 30% left job on the University of Ghana Stadium, that one is a no-no. That money alone can establish a new stadium for Ghana. And you see, what baffles me is that, Annie, after spending all this money on the University of Ghana Stadium, when Ghana Blasters needed a venue for their World Cup qualifiers and African Cup of Nations qualifiers, CAF was very clear through their club licensing regulations and standards. They were very clear that the facility Ghana had spent $34 million on is not up to the standard of CAF.
Ooh.
Yes, it was not up to the standard of CAF.
This was the Legon.
The Legon Stadium. Yes, the Legon Stadium. So it raises question as to whether the $34 million that has been captured here went straight into the 30% job that was left for the University of Ghana Stadium.
So I wanted to do inquiries with AI. How much would it cost to construct an 11,000 capacity stadium in Ghana? This is what AI says. Constructing an 11,000 capacity stadium in Ghana could cost between 13 million and 34 million based on recent stadium projects in the country.
Just recently.
So hold on. Based on recent stadium projects in the country.
Okay.
It says 13 million. I mean, 30 million is far from 34 million.
Yeah, far.
So very far. And I'm asking for 11,000 capacity stadium. It says at 30 million to 34 million, and I'm sure AI pinned it on 34 because of this expenditure spent on the Legon Stadium.
The Legon Stadium, yeah.
So the final price depends heavily on specific amenities and designs chosen, right?
Yeah.
So comparison of recent stadium cost in Ghana.
So, I mean, per what you are saying, you are not far from right. For example, the newly built Takwa Stadium by Anglo Gold Ashanti to the good people of Takwa and its environs. It's a 10,000 capacity stadium, and it cost them $17 million. Anglo Gold Ashanti spent $70 million to establish a 10,000 seater capacity stadium in Takwa. So the question is, what exactly went into for Ghana to arrive at this particular figure? $34 million.
$33.5 million. Capacity is 15,000.
Yeah, 15,000. The Cape Coast Stadium. Yeah, that was commissioned in, I think, 2017.
And it cost us $33.5 million.
Exactly. So like I said, $34 million should be able to give Ghana a new stadium.
Okay, so then AI is right. When it says that from 13 to 34, it is right because some of the stadia we actually constructed costed us about 30 million, 33.5 and stuff like that. But that is even bigger capacity, 15,000, 11,000 and things like that. But to have a 30% remainder of an 11,000 capacity stadium and you use a whole 34 to complete this. That is more like rebuilding the whole stadium.
And per the commentaries and argument surrounding this figure was also the fact that the track, the Mundo track is also a standardized Mundo track, and then the modern one that is being used at international competitions. So that can also be, a factor to the reason why we arrived on the $34 million. So let's wait on the Auditor General's, investigations. Hopefully, by the second week of December, as it has been captured in the report, we will all know what went into it. Where my interest lies is how contract was awarded, and were the contract awarded based on competence or based on party affiliations and stuff. Because I think that in Ghana, sometimes, emotions plays a lot of role in some of these things.
In Paris. Paris 2024 Olympics. The new 17,000 square meter athletic track. So, because it's dependent on the size of the Mundo track that you're talking about. the new square meter, that's a 17,000 square meter athletic track for the 2024 Olympic, costed approximately 3 million euros. That's equivalent to $3.25 million.
$3.25 million.
This is just recent in Paris.
In Paris, okay, yeah. So, like we are saying, I mean, $34 million doesn't add up, especially if you look at the job that was done at the stadium. The transportation was $6.2 million.
They were traveling from where to where?
They were just moving from, or within Accra. They were just moving within Accra. And the transportation rose up to $6.2 million after the African Games. And it was less than a month event.
Yes.
Yeah, it was less than a month event in Accra. So, and I think this is of public interest. And we need to commend the president for this particular move, because Ghanaians, a lot of people have been yearning for this, that we need to look into what really transpired with regards to the African Games.
Those of you, we are quoting all of this in dollars, but let me give you the figures in Ghana cedis for the transportation. It's $6.2 million. That's, okay, that is, it amounts to 67,559,230
Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
Kaninja.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys will continue with the.
We'll definitely continue to probe and then make sure.
Ask questions.
Yeah. We ask relevant questions and then demand answers.
Right.
We are all doing this for the interest of the country.
Right.
And I think it's hard time we need to take actions against people that are against the progress of the country.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm grateful for your time, Kaninja. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sure you've had an exciting time this afternoon on Good Afternoon Ghana. We're back tomorrow with the show. Thank you for watching. My colleague Akwesi Afriye will be here and will run you through Good Afternoon Ghana. Thanks for watching.
West Africa's soil yields global treasures. Cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. They power industries across the world. Yet for our region, the greatest value still slips away, exported raw, taking with it jobs, industries, and the promise of shared prosperity. The real question is no longer what we produce, but who captures the final reward. True prosperity lies in the value we add right here at home. That's why the 4th edition of the EBIT President's Roundtable will gather the architects of Africa's prosperity and Africa's transformation to answer one defining question: how do we finance the journey from the farm to the port? Join Dr. George Ejikum Donko and some leading experts as EBIT leads a high-level